like we're here to cover the divine masculine read for this week moving forward. And already it's looking pretty juicy. We do see that they're coming through with a brand new attitude. And it's very different. And I can see some complex situations that particularly they may be dealing with and navigating. And, in some ways, it's almost like they don't know why this is coming up for them, but they're just really facing situations head on. They've had a huge revelation to do with who they were before versus who they are now. And it could be because of the Mars direct energy that this energy is coming through this week. Now, we do have, let's double check the date that that's happening. And I was really picking it up through their reading of this, basically a change happening in the solar plexus, sacral chakra, and throat chakra. And, with that in the mix, it felt as though this bold, courageous move was coming through in their life with revelations about, it's almost like this empathy energy coming in both towards themselves and to others, but also not enabling particular individuals. Venus already sitting in the house of Aries. It is going to retrograde in that position. At the moment, we're having courage in our movement moving forward. And Chiron also is direct. Mars goes direct as of the 24th. So we are in that shadow phase as we do proceed forward, moving into it for that movement. So already they're picking up on that physical signature. Now, we have the crowning energy here, really helping them with their healing energy, Archangel Raphael. Now, we have the healing angel is with you, supporting your healing work. And it's funny, it is to do with the past. This person's looking back to the past. We have the purple coming through in the card on my side. You have it coming through in a very blue tone. So again, I do think it's very spiritual in nature. Understanding, compassion, a lot of revelations they're having and wanting to change things. And it's funny because the Chiron energy can be in between the heart and the throat chakra, as well as in the hand. So there is some healing work that's going on. Inadvertently, I feel, although they're being healed, it's healing situations around them. It can be because of the retrograde. They're touching back on situations of the past relating to tribe, family, their identity, how they felt towards themselves, the confidence within their lives, as we do look at the past position. We have almost this identity crisis where this individual felt a lot of those areas were extremely suppressed. They weren't able to articulate it. They weren't able to express themselves. This could have been socializing with friendship groups or merging with the divine feminine and articulating how they felt. Being in the reverse in the past position, I actually think is quite a positive thing because they are, again, from the crowning energy, looking to the past and having revelations about, who they want to be now, what they want to change about that. Not that they can turn time back. They could be revisiting past tense situations in approaching those things, but it's also a great deal of healing and nurturing towards themselves, having some one-on-ones about, oh gosh, I did that. Maybe it was because I felt I couldn't be who I was. Maybe I wasn't as expressive as I should have been. And I think they're actually now bringing that into the communication cycle. And it's interesting that I said that, although this card on my side of the fence is actually coming through purple, very psychic, intuitive, and spiritual in nature, but it's coming through blue on your side of the screen, their heart area of the reading is actually heart chakra. So throat chakra. So they're coming through with that communication, as I mentioned. So it's coming through in a way where they're being guided to communicate, they're being guided to act, and to navigate and tap into those likes and interests that they used to have before. But this also, for the divine feminine, can be communication coming in. You may also find in your aura that you're going through a shift with your attitudes really moving forward. And I'm seeing this coming through in divine masculine's life. The angels are helping you lovingly speak your truth. So again, like I said, they're tackling various areas in their life. And it's head on. I do feel for some it could be with tribe and family. It could be with children. This could be with karmic third parties, people, places, things. It's various areas really coming through in the overall energy that I was picking up. So again, they're touching base with it. They're like, okay, I know what I need to do. I know where the problems are. I know where the, situations maybe that were quite tedious that I wasn't really ready to address. I feel they're actually now starting to feel this momentum, like it's building up in them and they're ready to address those things. And it's funny because the next card, again, is positive in the reversal. It's when you get nervous, focus on service, and it's about getting in there and doing something. It's about, focusing on your direct goal. I feel, if anything, it's like they're starting that process. They're actually getting that momentum going and they're moving into that dynamic. Now, it could be that this is happening very abruptly. This is happening very quickly. We have the sacral chakra. Now, they may need to be cautious this week in the mix about habits and patterns, although it could be overconfident. It could be an overactive chakra. It could be a boost of energy that they're just directly getting due to planets starting to go direct. You are highly sensitive to chemicals, additives, and processed foods. And again, we have the indigo energy here as well, which I thought was quite interesting. This could relate to a person, physically them also. It isn't a reversal, so maybe not understanding who they are, what may be gifts that they have. This could be a physical individual very separate to them, or it could be them. But I'm seeing from this top row, again, sometimes we don't know why we do the things we do. Or that we have an imbalance in chakra or an overactive chakra, but it could just be a boost of energy because Mars directly in the House of Cancer is going shadow direct soon. Respect your sensitivity by avoiding harsh items, situations, relationships. Sometimes in a test, it is about not avoiding those things. And I'm not talking about, okay, let's go overindulge into something toxic. Not at all. I think it's more about addressing the elephant in the room, long overdue, maybe feeling they didn't have power. And when you do look at the direct correlation between their crowning energy, they are protected in this. So maybe even having a revelation of where they didn't feel safe before and they didn't have that ability and it wasn't appropriate. They're now feeling, no, I actually can tackle this. I'm more powerful than I think. I'm going to take a tactical approach and I'm going to, buck up and get this done. So I think this is positive that this card at this point in time, it's not so much they're throwing caution to the wind. Whatever this retrograde has served, it's helped them address the elephant in the room. It's helped them address what they need to actually deal with and have some courage. So, yeah, could it come through a little bit cocky? It could. But again, I think it's more a disposition they're taking in proceeding forward, in tackling these circumstances. It's like this courageous energy I physically feel is coming through for them. Now, we have the indigo energy at the bottom of the deck here, the very foundation as they're proceeding forward. This could be a physical person they're dealing with. This could also be an unawareness of maybe who they are. A lot of times a divine feminine through an awakening is going to find some links, the signs, the synchronicities, etc. Does it need to be, and we do get a lot of twins that it's like, do they know they're a twin? Do they know that they're a light worker or an indigo? And it's not going to matter because your path is always going to guide you to where you need to be. So try to not stress too much about that. They may actually have some questions, and it could be at a point in time that they do pose those to you, and you may be able to go down the rabbit hole and discuss things that are very light matter. But again, this also could just very separately be that they're dealing with a direct individual that is highly sensitive, that, maybe they were pussyfooting around a situation and going, I can't really deal with this at this point in time. I'm also getting a hit that they may have mistaken a particular path for a spiritual path. And they're really not feeling that merging and sinking in with them. They're realizing that they can have, and this is a weird analogy, they can have their cake and eat it too. Now, what do I mean by that? I don't mean playing around. I do mean, having the best of both worlds with a relationship, with a person, place, or thing that is both elating and spiritual, as well as very, what would I say? Very traditional at the same time. So it can be a divine, and the card says, express your divine feminine energy, embracing a magical intuition and nurturing qualities. And I do feel this is more to do with divine feminine. I do feel this is their feelings to do with that situation, and realizing, hey, I can actually have a person. I don't need to feed divine feminine here. I can actually have a person in my life that ticks all those boxes, is not perfect, because none of us are perfect, but really fits and integrates into who they directly feel is correct for them. So they're really referencing a point that they had at a point in their path gone down a rabbit hole, feeling maybe that it was going to bring them a spiritual closeness, a safety, an element of growth, but really having this revelation now moving forward, what that is for them and what it's going to look like. I feel that in the past, this has hindered them from being open, because there's been this wariness of maybe not trusting their intuition. And I think they're really wanting to have a conversation with you to do with this. They're also making a reference point that to lower the swords in order for this to proceed forward. It's almost like, and it's very hard to, and this is why we go through shadow work. They're very, very well aware that in order for this connection, or even a base level conversation, to get to the crux of things, both parties are going to have to lower their swords. And it's very hard to negotiate or to discuss something with a person that's still in that wound. And it's not that that person directly can make that wound better. They can with attitude shifts, intentions, etc., and maybe even acknowledging something went down. But at the same point, in order to get from point A to point B, we need to lower our swords so we can start that process. And this is what they're making reference to. They are coming in with empathy and understanding, and their intention is to provide love and offer it. The answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving love. And so, they do know that they have not been perfect, but they also know in order for this to be successful, it is going to take both of you. But their intention and what they're moving towards at this point is their heart's desires, healing their heart chakra, and knowing what they particularly may need to do in order to bring that full circle. So the heart is the outcome card. This could be an offering of love. They are coming in peace. I can see the actual hand raised. It's open, with honesty. So there is something that they do want to talk about, and this could be to do with love. This could be returning to the past, and especially because we will be moving into a Venus retrograde. We'll check the exact date that occurs. It's like the first half of the year is, going forwards, going backwards, but it is for good reason. So we have Mercury next month that will be going retrograde in the House of Aries, and we will simultaneously have the fun of March the 2nd, Venus will go retrograde. So yes, moving into very interesting waters. Brace yourselves. Blasts from the past are extremely possible. We will check in with this energy next week. If you haven't clicked the subscribe bell, do so if you do wish to see the next edition. Otherwise, take care, stay blessed, and I'll see you all soon.